Alright, hello everybody. We are back with an After Dark that is pretty late. I'm actually redoing this. There were a couple triggers that I feel like made the first take very bad, which is why I've decided to redo it after some time. Once we get there, I will let you know exactly what happened. So first off, who was Doppio Dropscythe? Well, he debuted in the 7th wave of 𝘿𝙊 𝙉𝙊 in a group called 𝘿𝙊. I believe that's how you say it. It's a student council group. Not really sure what else about him. This was actually a really large group because of being a council group, which I thought was kind of interesting. Now his style, well, he's known to be energetic and extremely self-confident, and considered as like the chuny member of 𝘿𝙊 𝙉𝙊. Another part of his personality includes the unique and endearing vocals that fans have named Pio noises, which we did see in a few clips, that it's actually in the little, what is it, subtitles? They just said Pio noises. And I wondered what that meant. And it's just something they came up with. His fan names are also called sidekicks, which is, I think, a fun pun. Now during the good heart rate one, he kind of asked like what basically is a good heart rate, considering his was kind of a little all over the place, but 50 to 85% is like the best for your max heart rate based on like what your normal rate is. There's also a chart and a calculator at heart.org if anybody wants to look that up. But for 20-year range, it's around 100 to 170 BPM. Older you get, the lower that number should be, if I remember right. This was so far back that I should have done this that I honestly don't remember anymore. I could probably just click on it, but I'm not gonna do that. Then we got the bad end theater. So he did use a voice changer. I don't know which one, but I kind of looked around because I thought it would be kind of fun if I tried. So I found one here that I kind of wanted to show you guys. So here we go.
So this is the kawaii voice. I actually played it. I'm not really able to hear it until I watch this back. So this is kind of weird. But hopefully it's fun. I think it'd be really cool if I could do like a storytime thing with this as well. It would really hard to find one that works with the map. This one just sounds like very basic things. So if I switch to
Robo, for example, this one is based on that game going around, the new one, where there's a lot of different things that can be done. I don't know if the AI here is getting every single word that I'm saying correctly. So that was something that I noticed when monitoring it back, but we'll find out.
Alright, so enough of that. Moving on. So here's where it got a little triggering, and I wasn't sure if what I said the first time around would have been okay. So he talks about allergies, and I thought it'd be cool to tell you guys a little bit about what I know. So true allergy versus sensitivities. A true allergy is one that can kill you. Usually it will show up on a blood test. Highly recommended to also do a scratch test. A scratch test is going to be a lot more accurate than a blood test. Now, the difference is sensitivities are foods that can kind of mess with your body, but they're not going to kill you. Though these could also show up as mild allergies. Again, it's not going to kill you. They're not a true allergy, but if you were to eat it, maybe you would get like an oral allergy response. And then I put here, elimination diets are fake. So a lot of them are. Anything that tells you to just never eat the thing you're sensitive to is wrong. What you should instead do is find the good, healthy balance. For example, I'm sensitive to eggs. Those are mild allergies. The way that my allergist put it was that eggs and milk I can have as long as they don't look like eggs and milk. So processed. I can have any like cinnamon roll, right? That would have both egg and milk in it. I can have cake. I can have mayo even, but mayo is really pushing it. That's like raw eggs. If I eat too much mayo, I start to feel like I'm dying. Again, not dying, but it's what it feels like. So It's okay to eat the things you're sensitive to, but definitely never okay to eat the things you actually are allergic to. Those are gonna kill you, no matter what amount you eat. So don't do it. I mentioned oral allergies. So this is when you're allergic to a lot of environmental elements. So trees, grass, pollen, things like that. If you are, then there's a possibility that when you eat fresh fruit, your mouth itches. It's because there's like this very specific protein that is shared with the like tree, fruit, pollen, all of that. And because it's a shared one, when you're eating fresh fruits, at first your body is thinking you're eating the grass or the tree that you're allergic to, and they're like, don't do it. And it's also why if you cook it, it goes away. So I have a lot of environmental allergies. Because of that, if I don't eat like a banana at a certain ripeness, I'll get an oral allergy. At this point, I just kind of avoid it. And instead, I eat like processed ones. So like jams, jellies, things like that instead. It's just easier to keep track of. Another way to get over oral allergies, though, is actually an allergy shot. So allergy shots, you have to get that regularly. What they do is they take the things that you're allergic to, environmental ones, and just slowly dose you, like tiny little doses, until your body starts to get used to it. I am afraid of anything medication-wise being shot or put into my body. That is a actual anxiety that turned into a PTSD due to a bad anaphylactic reaction. So it's a very specific issue that I'm gonna have for a long time, because besides that one thing, I'm actually a very calm person. So with exposure therapy, I'm always going from 0 to 100, which really sucks. But I'm slowly getting through it. And so that's the thing that triggered me a little bit, because I wanted to share a story, but the story got a little too much to share. At some point, maybe I will. Short version of the story, I was at an airport and they were making an announcement, because on my thing it says no nuts. They made the announcement, please don't have any nuts, and every Westerner at the gate was making such a fuss. Like, it's a fake fuss, right? Like, they can live without it. And they were joking in really bad ways, and they were doing it towards me because they didn't realize, like, I'm the one that has this allergy. But they didn't even think about the fact that that person is sitting somewhere there with them, and they don't care how they're coming off. Yeah. So that was a pretty bad experience. I kind of just wanted to cry, but I didn't want to give myself away either. So yeah, that's the short version. Maybe at some point I can tell you guys the long version, but let's keep on going. Oh, right. And then I had a PSA about that, where, just be kind. There's a lot of people out there who do fake allergies, and that kind of sucks for people like me, who suffer in a lot of different ways, because then people don't take it as seriously. And that has actually happened to me, where I tell them, don't put these vegetables in. I don't say I'm allergic, I'm just say without these vegetables. Because if you're at a restaurant and you say don't do it, chances are, they're also not gonna mix it. But at this place, they ended up giving it back with the vegetables in it. And like, I could clearly see, I was like, this is not what we said. And they kind of argued with us saying, no, that is what you said. I was like, no. And then I said, finally, I'm actually allergic to this thing. Please don't put it in. They're like, well, you sort of said that. And, I basically was I was so upset. I was like, why do I need to say it if I already said don't put it in? But, things like that. Like, just be kind to people. Some of them, sure, they're really picky and they're making that up. But others, you have no idea what their story is. So don't just assume that you know it. Also, making fun of somebody's allergy is not okay, because you're basically laughing at the image of them dying. So think about that the next time you make just a light joke, right? There are some things that we can handle, but when it happens too much, it gets really tiring. Like a lot of people saying, like when I say I'm allergic to cashews, and the person's like, oh man, you're missing out. I assure you I am not missing out, because being near cashews makes me violently sick, and if I eat it, I will die. So yeah, I don't know why they think I'd be missing out on dying, you know, like I get it. It's yummy to you, but keep in mind that I just want to throw up and be somewhere else when that thing is near me. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too much that I said. And as it says here, like I'm diagnosed with anxiety and PTSD because of a bad reaction, which I could tell you guys about some other time as well. Don't need to like spew it out all right in this moment. But it is something to please keep in mind in any sort of future video or stream. I cannot do a lot of the, food tasting ones because of it, even though I really want to. Like maybe I'll get to the point where I feel comfortable enough to actually do that. And it'd be really cool to show you guys some like foods here in Japan that I think is really cool. But, otherwise, just keep in mind, like I can't do everything that some others could because of this. Anyway, back to Doppio. So I had the question of like, do the other letters in his name mean anything? Because in 2 clips, he mentioned like 2 letters meaning things. It's been such a long time, I forgot what they were. But I couldn't find like an actual answer. Instead, I found this, that he actually posted, like, what do the letters of my name stand for? Wrong answers only. I thought that was kind of cool. I remember going through the thread and thinking it was funny. So that's something to definitely look back on if anybody wants to. And then esports legend, because it kind of sounded like that's what he was calling himself. As far as I could tell, he's not, though he does enjoy esport games. So maybe he imagines himself as one or wishes to be one. I don't know. But as far as I could tell from my limited research, I did not see an answer to this. And wow, we're at the end. Great. That was a little tough. I think I'm just gonna go with this video. I don't want to redo it, so I'm sorry if what I said before was maybe too heavy or too much. Anyway, the next react video is gonna be a Gavis battle of Holostar's Ian, which is super exciting. Again, I love that I'm finally getting into like male talent, and now I get to see what does the other side look like, right? Because it's always like Niji Sanji versus Hollow, and I love that I now get to see both. So far, my first reactions from him have been pretty good, because I was looking for like a really good image here. And as I was looking through, I saw he has kind of like a deck of cards type theme to him, so like maybe a Joker, which I think is really cool. I'm kind of wondering, like, does he know magic? Because I actually know some magic tricks, specifically card ones, but I do know a few others. Oh yeah, so really looking forward to that one. I'll get to it eventually. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Bye.